I invite you to close your eyes and imagine a beach. Smell the salt in the air, hear the crashing of the waves, and become engulfed in this image, engaging all of your sensory organs. But rather than seeing yourself standing on the beach, I want you to imagine that you are the beach itself. Imagine what it would feel like for your sand to be caressed by the water of the waves. Imagine what it would feel like for your water to have fish swimming through it. Imagine how the hot sun might feel on your various surfaces, how it might feel for humans to be walking with their bare feet through your sand. Embody this beach, embody the stillness, and embody the strength. And now meditate on your perception of time as a beach. You have lived beyond the wildest possibilities of a human lifespan, and it's made you so much more patient, so much more observant, so much more wise. How does a beach notice the passage of time? Sink into this calmness, into this tranquility, into this slowness, as you meditate on this concept of patience that you so well embody as this beach. Does each lapping wave feel like an instant or like an eternity? Or does it feel like all waves are happening all at once? There's no answer to these questions that human consciousness can comprehend, but just meditate on the questions themselves, seeing what images and ideas emerge. Take a deep breath into this embodiment of beach, of land meeting water, and enjoy the sensation of being a transitionary point, of being old as time, of being unconcerned with the happenings of the world. Breathe into this feeling of being loved by everyone, being a mother to life in two different biomes, both on land and in the sea. Take one final breath in this identification with the beach, and now open your eyes. Welcome to another moment of stillness. My name is Itai Atula, and I'm coming to you live from Barcelona, in a beautiful city park architected by Antoni Gaudi. I want to read to you something I wrote about a different city, the last city I was in, Marseille. And in case you're new here, I'm currently on No Place Like Home, Europe's biggest yoga tour. After spending a year solo traveling all across Asia, studying ancient yoga wisdom under masters I never could have dreamed of meeting, I've come to Europe to deliver free yoga sessions to the people who need it most. I just had an amazing class in Barcelona yesterday. Almost 50 people were there, and we did it in a historic Greek theater in Montjuic, a beautiful, hilly park right near the beach. Tomorrow we'll be going to Madrid. But as I was saying today, let's speak about Marseille. I want to share with you something I wrote, and I don't want to preface it too much. I just ask that you listen and meditate on the questions that I include. Let's get into it. Thank you for being here, by the way. I love you. And I commend you for being on the path of expanding yourself and improving your life. August 31st, 2025. Malmousque, Marseille, France. Peach juice dribbles down my chin. Midday sun scorches the tip of my nose. Angular boulders massage my feet. I'm engulfed in the elements of Marseille, watching the patient waves of the cyan Mediterranean gingerly kiss the rocky shore of this French port town. The way I'm eating this peach is borderline erotic, but my moans and sighs of contentment are nothing but reverence for the vibrant moment shimmering within and around me. Zoe and I are on Malmousque beach, noting to each other how closely the twinkles of reflected light on the sea's choppy texture, each sparkle lasting but one immeasurably quick instant, resemble the glamorous flashbulbs of paparazzi cameras. This wall of photographers winking their compliments captures a herd of sunbathers as harmoniously nuanced as the city itself. Zoe and I, beautiful as we look with our stone fruit and summer swimwear, are hardly the most captivating sight in this waterfront ensemble of locals. For starters, this is the first topless beach I've ever been to. There is no shame or lust in this nudity, only the relaxed rejoice of liberty. And just as numerous as the unclothed are smiling hijabi women sporting burkinis, wading in the shallows of their hometown surf. Dog owners from all walks of life play fetch with their companions. Nimble poodles and rowdy Rottweilers alike scamper across the hot limestone, tenaciously pursuing bouncing balls and obediently delivering them back to their caretakers. Babies giggle. Pigeons coo. Young lovers lather each other with sunscreen. My gaze stays with the shoreline. While sand beaches rapidly change their appearance with the movement of every tide, this rougher intersection of land and sea is more patient in its transformation. But it's evolving nonetheless. If I concentrate enough, I can feel each breaking wave shave minuscule particles of sediment off the rock I stand on. In 10 million years, will these sturdy stones finally surrender to the unrelenting persuasion of water's fluidity? Or will the Mediterranean dry up, exposing more mineral slabs to be baked by the sun? Both liquid and solid are plenty interesting on their own, but it's their interaction that captivates me endlessly. Whether unconsciously or intentionally, we've all arrived at the beach to watch these two giants play. I keep trying and failing to eat French food. Zoe is from nearby Montpellier, and she's promised to give me a culinary tour of her culture's palate, but we keep getting distracted by the tempting allure of colorful foreign fare. Baklava, its flaky layers of phyllo pastry and sticky dollops of candied pistachio, forcing a grumble to erupt from our stomachs on sight, hijacks our hunt for pain au chocolat. Focaccia, its cloud-soft interior steaming with mouth-watering warmth, fills tummy space intended for baguette. In this melting pot of a port city, escargot and foie gras are taken off their pedestal of highbrow prestige and escorted to stand among all the international dishes that have been magnetized to Marseille's ancient harbor. French imperialism is the proverbial elephant in the room. The same haunted shipyards that once enabled a vicious intercontinental conquest now anchor arriving boats filled with the descendants of French colonial subjects. As I watch wave after wave crash upon this fatigued beach face, I observe France reckoning with its diplomatic legacy, its monolithic culture gradually being eroded by the promise of a borderless future. Here at the intersection of tradition and fusion, I cease being fooled by the infallible appearance of the ground I walk on. Every stoic cliff will one day become fickle dust, and for all the brevity of this cliff's lifespan, it's seen innumerable civilizations swept away. Countless juvenile concepts of human permanence decay. While I'm visualizing France's inevitable crumbling, Zoe is just happy to be on vacation. Today is her last day of summer. Tomorrow, she returns to the capitalist shackles of her waitressing job, the academic demands of her university syllabus, and the microcosmic rebirth of moving apartments. She's punted the suffocating weight of these responsibilities into the air like a football, inevitably earthbound but out of sight for now. Suspended in that sliver of buoyant time, Zoe floats majestically. Not a smidge of worry taints her aura as she lays calmly on her back, breathing slowly. Noticing she's utterly unbothered by the scalding hot limestone on her bare skin, I accept she must be inconspicuously hovering a few millimeters above the ground. It seems she's forgotten that real life will soon fall back into her lap. I might be to blame for that. The nomadic life I've chosen, devoid of customary structure, has proven enticing to my short-term travel companions. I teleport sporadically like an electron, finding home not in any geographical or architectural entity, but instead in the stillness of my yoga. Those who chase thrilling escapism from mundane normalcy through jet-setting and fast spending often launch envy my way, erroneously assuming that I'm on some perpetual bender of hedonism. I'm not. Firstly, nowhere on this earth can the humbling burden of human existence be avoided or outwitted. But having consciously manifested my idiosyncratic condition and all it entails, I tend to tolerate and even invite strife more than those chained to the machine. Every obstacle is part of the adventure I've chosen, and I take responsibility for it. Such self-determinism enhances accountability, whereas pleasure-seeking gravely hinders it. Still, I understand why outsiders might interpret my divergent decisions as ditzy decadence. Zoe sits up and smiles at me, alchemizing the vibrant sunshine absorbed by her raw pink skin into the radiant bliss sprawled across her curled lips. When she looks into my eyes, does she see a competent conjurer or a compulsive child? In her own reflection against my dark pupils, does she see the indulgence I enable in her, or the authority she's avoiding? Is this moment saving her or slowing her? Have I become the tireless waves eroding her structural integrity? Do I represent a merciless tsunami, bound to decimate social order? The longer I stare at Zoe, the more clearly I visualize the skull behind her face. Its strong and smooth surface evokes the boulders we sit on. A tear falls from my eye, its salty sting accented by sea breeze, as the volatility of our physical state dawns on me anew. I feel the timeless dialogue between solid and liquid unfolding within my body, as viscerally and vividly as I witness it on the wave break before me. In the blink of an eye, the two of us, the beach we lounge on, the city of Marseille, and all materiality as we know it will be completely unrecognizable. I savor the last bite of my peach. The end. Thank you so much for listening to that story. If it moved you, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below, and I have some discussion questions to share that I'd love your thoughts on. Let's start a conversation in the comments. The first question is, what can we learn about our own human existence through the patience of nature? The second question is, how do we grapple with the fact that our existence is very temporary? And the third question is, why do we cling so tightly to the values that have been programmed into us from a very young age, instead of having our own experiences and deciding the path that we want in life? And the fourth question is, how can we learn about the meaning of human life, the purpose of human life, based on interacting with other people and other elements of nature? And lastly, I just want to say, you are so amazing. The fact that you're here means that you are making the world a better place just by interfacing with positive thought and walking down the path of self-discovery. I know it can feel lonely at times, but I promise, the connections that are meant for you are already on their way. You are so talented and smart, and your patience will be rewarded. Stay being you, because everybody else is already taken. And if that sounds like a cliche, just know that the reason cliches are so hated is because they are stubbornly true. I love you so much, and I'll catch you next time. Thank you for being here. Peace and love.